Lately, it's not common to get a unanimous vote on the U.S. House floor.
House Resolution 377, resolution calling for the immediate release of Evan Gershkovich.
But that's exactly what happened earlier this month to support a resolution that called for the immediate release of Evan Gershkovich, an imprisoned American reporter for the Wall Street Journal.
The yeas are 422, the nays are 0.
Russian authorities arrested him nearly 3 months ago on espionage charges, which he, his employer, and the U.S. government deny, but also mentioned in that unanimously passed resolution a line of continued support for all American citizens detained in Russia and elsewhere, including, by name, International Baccalaureate history teacher Marc Fogel.
He's not in the best health. He's the oldest person in the penal colony.
Fogel is serving 14 years in a penal colony after Russian airport authorities found less than 20 grams of medical marijuana on him. A doctor had prescribed it for chronic pain. His family hoped he would be included in the prisoner swap that released WNBA star Brittany Griner, but that didn't happen.
We don't want to fight with anyone. We just want to get our brother home, our son home.
The State Department classified Griner as wrongfully detained about 2 months after her arrest. It came for Gershkovich 2 weeks after his being detained. But nearly 2 years since Marc Fogel was taken into custody, and his family is still begging the State Department for that designation.
We don't have the Wall Street Journal behind us, and we don't have the NBA behind us, but we're going to fight the good fight.
Last month, Fogel's 94-year-old mother and his sister Ann took matters into their own hands, meeting with any lawmaker that would sit down with them on Capitol Hill.
Short of sending my mother to the Kremlin,
I'll go.
This is the natural next step for us.
They had meetings with 17 members of Congress in all on both sides of the aisle.
The reception has been phenomenal. They have all showed a real interest in Mark's case and have all promised to see what they can do to get the ball rolling and get him designated as wrongfully detained.
Last week in Washington, some other guests made the rounds on the Hill. Marc Fogel's son, Sam, and his nephew, Cy, met with several lawmakers, including Senators John Tester and Steve Daines of Montana.
It just breaks your heart to see what's happening right now to Marc Fogel. He's struggling with health issues. He's not in good condition.
Daines recently joined former U.S. Ambassador to Russia Michael McFaul to send Secretary of State Antony Blinken their own letter urging him to immediately designate Fogel as wrongfully detained. Several of Fogel's family members live in Montana, where Daines and McFaul were debate partners in high school. There's an added layer of meaning for McFaul.
Marc was Mike McFaul's son's teacher and just thought the world of him. So there are these very important personal connections. There's a Montana connection, and we've got to keep this in the forefront of our State Department's minds and get his release.
Getting Marc Fogel home is the first priority for his family, but they're also hoping to get momentum on what they're calling the Marc Fogel Act.
They're going to work on a bill to limit the amount of time that the State Department can keep you in limbo for whether they're planning to designate or not designate wrongful detainment.
They're also planning a rally at the White House for mid-July.
Of course, we hope that Marc is at the rally. If he's not, we hope to get the attention of the White House and make certain that the United States has done everything they possibly can do to get him home.
That includes keeping Fogel's name in the conversation.
And this is why I want to keep talking about it with the media, keep elevating it here at the State Department, to press forward and pray and push for his eventual release.
Maritza Giorgio, Scripps News, Missoula, Montana.